Okay, it's good enough. Hello. Back at it again with a video. I haven't been uploading for a while now, I guess. Sad, really. Just for my midterm examination, I guess? Yeah. Yeah. It's midterm examination. And, yeah. What am I saying? Yeah, a lot. The Philippines. Southeast Asia's first line of defense against typhoons. Well, we have this thing, it's called the Pacific Ocean, directly beside us. With our experience of, former natural disasters, the Philippines is easily comparable to a mother of seven. Half of them are young. She's taking care of all of them. Even the eldest son, who is already 18, still in the house, no job. And yeah, what I'm saying is, just like that mother of seven, the Philippines has been through a lot, and I have a feeling we're gonna go through a lot more. Also, what's with this? I don't want a demon sticking out. I don't want a demon. Better. Okay. Typhoon Haiyan, locally named Yolanda, hit the Philippines back in November 2013 on what is known as the strongest typhoon that made landfall in the Philippines. Yolanda affected 16.11 million and killed 7,986. Storm surges hit as high as 24 feet. This, ultimately, is what crippled Tacloban City. 5 years after, Tacloban is steadily returning to their former glory. Typhoon Pablo, internationally known as Bofa, hit the southern island of Mindanao, which is rarely hit by typhoons. 1,900 people were reported either missing or dead, known as the strongest storm to hit Mindanao in 2 decades. Pablo quaked the region's comfort, knowing that typhoons could strike anywhere. The Ginsagon landslide of February 2006 is the result of 2 weeks of continuous rainfall. The thunderous, roaring sound of landslide is what 1,900 or so people heard before they passed. According to reports, a mixture of constant rainfall and the magnitude 2.6 earthquake is what caved the mountain. Tropical Storm O-Ring, internationally known as Thelma, bore down in Leyte in the morning of November 5, 1991. In just 3 hours of flooding, waters rose an average of 3 to 5 feet. At the peak of the flooding, the flood rose by 7 feet in 15 minutes. The flooding, which resulted into the death of more than 5,100 people.
Apektado ng lindol ang Baguio City kung saan maraming government at commercial buildings, hotels at tahanan ang gumuho.
In July 16, 1990, a devastating earthquake hit the popular summer spot Baguio and neighboring places. 1,621 people were killed by the violent 7.8 magnitude earthquake. A 6-story school building collapsed that trapped approximately 250 students and teachers. Rescue efforts saved many, but not everybody. Those who were unfortunate to have not been rescued were found dead days later due to dehydration. August 31st, 1984, Typhoon Ike, locally known as Nitang, hit the Philippines, mostly affecting parts of northern Luzon and Pangasinan province. Wind speeds of about 185 kilometers per hour left a trail of destruction. 1,363 people were reported dead. A few minutes after the stroke of midnight on August 17, 1976, a magnitude 7.9 earthquake triggered a tsunami that devastated more than 700 kilometers of coastline bordering Moro Gulf. The dubbed Midnight Killer Tsunami killed between 5,000 to 8,000 people. This is Babu Minang, a survivor who recalled the events on an interview with Winda News. After the earthquake, she said, we went outside the house and heard a strange sound. My father said it was the wind, but the coconut fronds were not moving. Anis said it sounded like water. 2 huge waves come rushing in. It was so fast. I lost consciousness. When I came to, I was on the side of the mountain. Typhoon Trix hit the Philippines on October 16, 1952. The Category 3 typhoon left 995 people killed in its departure. In this part, I was gonna make a sentiment and compare kaijus with volcanoes, but I decided against it. The smallest considered volcano, which is sitting in the center of a lake, Taal Volcano, erupted on January 30, 1911, killing 1,334 people living in nearby villages, with the ashes reaching as far as Manila. As I said, this is for an exam, for a course, and that the last part of that exam said to make a list of the things that you could do as a student to prevent worst effects of disasters in the future. Here's when I come in on the technicality and not list off anything. I know, ma'am, but please don't click away. I have a reason why I'm not listing off things. Well, it's because of my status. I am a student. I am not a politician. I am not a world leader. I am not a leader of an organization. I'm not famous. I'm not like Leonardo DiCaprio that goes on a private jet touring the icebergs and showing it to the people, saying we need to change, collaborating a song with Lil Dicky and all that. I'm not that famous, and on that reason I cannot list things that I believe I can do as a student to somehow lessen the effect of disasters that may struck the Philippines in the future. And it's sad that I can't. I know that even though I spent 24 hours rallying in front of whatever establishment to hear my call of environment preservation, I won't be heard because I'll just be shrugged off as a rallying guy. And that's what's sad about it. In Florida, officials ban term climate change. So when they're meeting and such about the rainfall that floods down the greater part of Florida, submerges their towns in 2 weeks, completely being eaten by the river, they cannot talk about it well without mentioning climate change and laughing about it.
You were using?
I used climate change, but I'm suggesting that maybe as a state we use atmospheric reemployment. That might be something that the governor could get behind.
And that's what's sad about it. I'm a student who wants change, but I know I can't get it because I'm a student. And they are politicians. And they're making light of the situation that they are being affected. What can I do as a student to prevent worse effects of disasters in the future? Unless we can erect mountains as tall as natural mountains that we have to lessen typhoon effects. There's nothing else I can think of, really. That's my truthful answer. That's my honest answer.